Hi, everyone. This is Matt. This is Laura, and this is not SVB Kids Online Church.
No,
No, it's a little bit different, Laura, because I
it
know
sure is.
you're leading St. Benedict Parish.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so things are going to look a little bit different. So let's tell people kind of what to expect going forward here a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. So, my last weekend was actually last weekend at St. BP. And that means that our last SBP Kids Online Church series was our last SBP Kids Online Church, at least for now. Now, I'm definitely not the person to say that it's never going to happen again. Though I do know that there were some skills that I had that not every children's minister person has, like knowing how to edit video and things like
Right.
that. So I am trusting God with whatever comes next, and I expect that whatever comes next will be really cool and awesome. I just, as of this moment, cannot tell you whether there's going to be any more SBP Kids Online Church.
Right, and that is totally fair, which is good. So yeah, we just want to let everybody know that they're going to be departing from us here. Do you have any like kind of memories that stick out to you as things you especially will treasure from your time here at the parish, and maybe some things that maybe some kids or some families may remember?
Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely. Like I've been here for 7 years.
Right.
I think one of the most shocking memories and experiences that sticks with me is just the kids who I knew before the pandemic and then seeing them after the pandemic, right?
Right.
Like it really, and now as I'm reflecting, it really helps me see just how much I've watched so many of you kids grow, right? And so there were kids who were babies or in the nursery when I started here who are now in my encounter group, which is the grade 4, 5, 6 group we were doing. And to watch them grow up and mature. There were some kids who were in elementary school who, after the pandemic, I saw them in youth group, and they're like, "Do you remember me?" And I would look at their name tag because they've matured and changed so much, right?
Right.
And then I'm like, "Oh yeah, absolutely, I totally remember you." And then we get to hang out and do VBS stuff together. But yeah, just I think what I reflect on and remember the most is just sort of that long time that I've been with these kids, and how wonderful it is that I've been blessed to get to know them. And you know what? Like, there's also online kids who maybe I've never met in person, but I've gotten emails, or maybe a few of them have come visited and said hi. That always meant so much to me too, to know that people were really connecting to God through what we were doing. I would also say that just, things like VBS, those, especially this past summer, like those big VBSs, where we just had so much fun in the summer, and those were awesome. And then really, I think it's the individual stories. It's the kids who I found out came to meet me and the groups we were doing as right when they first moved to Canada, or the kids who told me how, uh, you know, reading the Bible helped them, or how God answered their prayers. Right? Those little stories that are each of these kids' individual stories of God working in their lives. Anytime I got to hear or experience or be part of that was really cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, your impact has been felt, and it's something that's gonna make. I mean, it's gonna be. That's the thing about working in children's ministry,
Mm.
is that you're gonna have such an important part of their life just going forward. Their earliest memories of being a Christian, which is awesome. So,
Mm.
yeah, we're still gonna have kids church in person here at the parish. There'll be kind of more. If you're watching now, and in the coming weeks, we'll share more about kind of what we're gonna be doing in the meantime. With children's ministry. But yeah, we just wanted to take time to celebrate Laura, to thank her for being with us here. And Laura, just wonder if you had any kind of parting words for kids and for families that you've journeyed with over the last few years here.
Well, I've never left a job where I've had so many awesome relationships. I did not think I was gonna tear up here, but I feel like I am a little bit.
It's okay.
And so that has been really different. I didn't anticipate it being. I guess I did. I guess I saw it being as hard as it is. But yeah, it's okay for it to be hard. We just finished. I mean, God had such incredible kindness in planning some of the series we were doing with SPP Kids and the Encounter. We just finished a series on feelings. And on the last day, I talked to the kids about that. And I said, what we learned was one of the big themes was when we're feeling big feelings, to stop, name what we're feeling, look around, and find out why we're feeling that way, and then listen to what God has to say. And on last Sunday, I talked to the kids in person. I said, "Yeah, I'm feeling some big feelings. So I'm going to stop and name that it's sadness, so I can name that feeling, but also to look around and find out why. I feel sad because I've gotten to know so many kids and so many families, and I've been welcomed into their growth and their faith story and their individual stories, and that was so wonderful. And feeling sad means that we've made really good relationships. And so, kids who are sad too, um, there's something to celebrate there in that we get to be together and that we get to share that time. And then when I was trying to listen to what God had to say, he brought to mind Jeremiah 29:11, which is one of my, it was actually a verse that a teacher told to me once. She knew I was a Christian, and she wrote little Post-it notes to every kid in her class. And the one on mine was that. And it said Jeremiah 29:11, and it wrote it down. It said, "I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. They are plans for hope and a future. They are for good and not for evil." And both when it came to listening to what God was saying to me, but also I think to the families here, it is that that both God has a plan for what's coming next. And then at the encounter this past Wednesday night, we were finishing a series, and this one we were talking about how to feel when things change, right? And how, and again, God just being kind and giving us that to talk about on our last night. I'd planned it. I didn't know it was going to be the last night, and how sometimes change can be stressful, and a lot of times we'll ask what is going to happen next, and that can make us feel anxious. But we were encouraged to change that question to what is God doing? As opposed to what's going to happen next. What is God doing? It changes our perspective. It helps us look forward and recognize that God is at work here. And God is, and even if we don't know what God is doing yet, we can watch and be really excited to see it in action. And so for me, I mean, that's both that's a message for my heart, but I also think it's for the hearts also of the kids and the families that are here as well. I truly believe that God is doing incredible things at and through the people at St. Benedict. And so I just encourage everyone to keep watching to see what God is doing. And then I don't want anyone to miss the things that I've been trying to say to these kids for my entire time here. And the main one is that they're loved by God, that God created them, that when God created each of them, he said, "Oh, they're so very good," right? You are such a beautiful creation of God, and he loves you, and there's nothing that you can ever do that will make God stop loving you. And that is something I don't want anyone to forget. And because of that, we can enter into a relationship with him. He loves us so much that he wants us to be in relationship with him. And then I hope that kids keep coming to church and keep making friends and keep enjoying being here. And then personally, like if anybody ever sees me out in the wild, or if I ever come back to worship with you guys here, like say hi. Even if kids are growing up and start to, change their looks a little bit, that will happen. I'll probably look very much similar, just I'll get older too, but older people change a little less dramatically. Come and say hi to me because, I'm always going to love everybody I met here, and it meant a lot to be part of each and every one of everyone's lives.
Great. Well, we're excited to see what God's going to be doing for you and what's going to be happening there. And thank you for your time, and thank you for taking this time to talk to the kids and the families here at the parish. We're going to miss you, and we're praying for you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm definitely going to miss everyone here, and but also excited to see what God's going to do next.